Ethical Oil, Framing the Alberta Oil Sands. Ezra Levant's book, Ethical Oil, The Case for Canada's Oil Sands, was released in 2010 and soon became a national bestseller. In his book, Levant claims Canadian oil sands oil is the most ethical oil in the world. He argues that other oil producers, such as Saudi Arabia, Nigeria, and Venezuela, exploit their workers, lack human rights, destroy the environment, and fund terrorism. Not long after the publication of Levant's book, David Suzuki responded by saying, "All fossil fuels are unethical." Since the book's publication, Levant's ideas have gained acceptance. Shortly after his appointment as Environment Minister, Peter Kent made it clear that in his opinion, Alberta oil sands oil is ethical. This debate has prompted me to ask the following questions. How does Ezra Levant use framing to communicate his message about the Alberta oil sands? And how is that framing shaping discourse within the Canadian media? George Lakoff says, frames are mental structures that shape the way we see the world. To examine the framing within these texts, I will adopt the discipline of rhetorical criticism. Jim Coopers has written extensively on the use of framing within the political arena and how it has shaped the media's presentation of news. Coopers believes that through rhetorical criticism, we attempt to enhance both our own and others' understanding of the rhetorical act. I will begin by analyzing Levant's book, looking for recurring themes to see how those themes have been framed within a cultural narrative and through other framing devices, such as keywords and phrases, symbols, metaphors, and concepts. I will then examine news articles and opinion pieces published by major Canadian print media sources, such as the Globe and Mail and the Edmonton Journal. I will limit myself to articles referencing ethical oil that were published during 2012. I intend to present my findings to academic audiences through journal publications, such as Environmental Communication, as well as conferences. I also hope to present my findings to more general audiences through such publications as The Walrus and Alberta Views. Ultimately, I hope my work will lead to a greater awareness of the effects that framing has on messaging and in that way help people to make sense of this complex and often confusing issue.